Is that better?
Dang, what's going on?
Yeah.
She doesn't want to sit close to me, does she? She's like, fuck, I need to put it further away so I don't have to sit as close.
You're the one that slept like this.
I know, it's like, don't touch me. Literally, when we were both on our backs, I felt like her elbow, and I was like, this bitch too close to me. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Welcome back to Fictionally Unstable, because real life's not dramatic enough.
With your hosts, Jessica, Maciel,
And Lauren. This is the same person that did Saltburn, huh?
It is.
And
That's why,
Promising-
remember, I was like, why do I feel like I'm watching Saltburn right now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Promising Young Woman. Did you watch that?
Mm-mm.
It was good.
Jumbo.
Welcome back to Fictionally Unstable. Today we're talking about Wuthering Heights. The movie, not the book. This came out this past weekend over Valentine's Day weekend. This is a 2026 adaptation of Emily Bronte's 1847 novel, written and directed by Emerald Fennell and starring Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi. If you don't know about this movie already, it's been broadcasted, advertisement everywhere, all the advertisement, all the smut advertisements.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we went to go see it in theaters
Mm-hmm.
and it was a experience.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I will take us through just bits of the movie. In the movie's opening scene, we hear first, there were the patrons of the movie, the girls. There were a lot of girls dressed in, what is that attire called? Like the corsets and the dresses.
It gives me like Renaissance attire, but
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Yeah, it was very much
Like the puffy
Renaissance.
sleeves with the cinched waist. Yeah, like the medieval-ish.
They brought a tripod with them and set it up in front of them in the theater.
They sure did.
Bro,
To record their reactions.
I thought they were the Sanderson sisters. I was like, oh, it's fucking what is it called? What is that? Oh, Hocus Pocus.
Hocus
Oh,
Pocus.
yeah.
Anyway.
But not so Hocus Pocus.
Okay, in the movie's opening scene, we hear the groaning of a man that reveals to be his feet because he's being publicly hanged. Movie set in 1771, the man's suffering and visible erection sends spectators, including Catherine Earnshaw and her paid companion Nellie Dean, a lord's illegitimate daughter, into an ecstatic frenzy. Kathy's father, the abrasive, alcoholic Mr. Earnshaw, returns to his Gothic, windswept estate of Wuthering Heights on the Yorkshire moors with a young boy he rescued off the Liverpool streets. He says the lad is to be Kathy's pet. Kathy becomes protective of the boy, naming him Heathcliff after her deceased brother. As time goes on, the pair become inseparable after they are trapped in the rain and return home late on Mr. Earnshaw's birthday. Heathcliff assumes the blame, receiving a whipping that leaves his back permanently scarred. So that's kind of our introduction of the two characters.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on them as children and their introduction to each other?
Well, first of all, the first opening scene, everybody in that fucking theater thought they were fucking already.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're like, oh, there's someone being hanged.
Yes. I saw comparisons of people saying like, oh, it's like the comparison of life and death, I guess. Like hearing him groan and then him dying.
Oh.
Cinema.
Oh. Because I was sitting here after the movie and I was like, so what did the hanging have to do with anything regarding this movie? Just that y'all are a bunch of fucked up people in this town. That's all that I got out of it. Also, Kathy, she's a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Little girl into adulthood.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but her dad's also a piece of shit. So,
True.
and he's the one raising her. She doesn't have a mom.
It's true.
True. It didn't say what happened to her mom, or it didn't mention she's just dead.
Her mom's just dead. Her
Yeah.
brother's just dead.
Mm-hmm.
They skipped a lot of details because it's supposed to just be a romance.
Yeah, it's just about them.
Yeah.
It was labeled as the most epic love story. That's what it was advertised as.
The little boy that plays, I'm pulling up his name right now.
Heathcliff?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super excited for his, journey into acting.
What was this? It was a limited series that he was in, you said, yes?
Yeah.
'Cause I do Adolescence.
Adolescence, I think it is.
That series was like heart-wrenchingly hard to watch.
But it was very good, and
was
he did
great.
such an amazing job. He won an award for that.
Oh.
Maybe it was an Emmy. Do they get Emmys for movies?
Yeah.
Yes?
Emmys, Oscars.
Or was it a Golden Globe? I don't think maybe it was a Golden Globe that he got. But I'm not sure.
Well, he
Anyways,
did. That's impressive.
yeah, and he's super, super young. I'm trying to pull him up right now. Sorry, I can't find his name.
The kids did really great.
Good.
Like
Yeah.
the acting was really, really good from them. I liked their portrayal of them. And they looked, I mean, like Jacob Elordi kind of, but the girl who played Catherine looked a lot like she could have been Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
So his name is Owen Cooper.
Okay.
He was born in 2009. So he's, do the math for me, 17? He's turning 17 this year. So he's super young. So he's 16, 15 probably when he started this. It is adolescence. That was his very first role ever.
Damn.
Was adolescence. He's only been in 4 things. Technically, I would say 3 things. One is a music video, so that doesn't even count. He was in a small TV mini series called Film Club. Haven't seen that, but adolescence is what kind of put him on the map. And now he's in Wuthering Heights and currently filming a movie called Cry to Heaven.
Okay.
Who knows what that is? But anyways,
Sounds sad.
a very young actor making his way.
Yeah.
He's from the UK, obviously. But I just think that him portraying young Heathcliff, he still did an amazing job. And I think that little girl did a great job
She
too.
did.
She did. And I liked that, I mean, because it continues when she's an adult, but she's a brat. Like she acts like a brat.
Yeah.
But it's because her dad is, the way he is. But
Yeah. Her eyes were also really blue.
Her eyes were
Yeah.
so
I was like, damn.
blue. Her name is Charlotte Mellington, the girl. And there's not much on her on IMDb. The only thing is Wuthering Heights. I'm sure maybe she's done other stuff, but a lot of people don't know much about her.
Okay.
So
Yeah. And we do see Catherine and Nellie's relationship a little bit when they're kids. It seems like they are close friends, but she is paid to work. So it seems like Catherine does treat her like a friend, but then will like flip depending on her attitude and be like, oh, but you work for me.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed about that, to be honest. I felt bad for Nellie,
Yeah.
like as a little girl, because I think she really, obviously, like Kathy is her only friend, paid or not paid, that's out of her control. She's just a little girl. And so as soon as Heathcliff came into her life, it was just like, well, I don't fucking need you anymore. And that made me sad for her.
Yeah.
yeah, but he was also brought in to be a servant for them. You know.
Because
Anyways,
he was
yeah.
on the street. All right. So then the movie goes 6 years later. Wuthering Heights has fallen into despair due to Earnshaw's worsening alcoholism and gambling habits. It's apparent that Heathcliff is very protective and nurturing toward Catherine through adulthood. Things that he does is like shielding her eyes from the rain. He breaks a chair for firewood for her because she's cold. Kathy plans on courting her new neighbor, a wealthy textile merchant, Edgar Linton, in order to escape Wuthering Heights' bleak environment and help bring the lowly, now long-haired and bearded servant Heathcliff into high society, though Heathcliff is jealous and does not approve. Kathy, she goes to meet Edgar. Kathy sprains her ankle while spying on Edgar and his flighty ward, Isabella, who is explaining in detail the plot of Romeo and Juliet and is taken in for 6 weeks to heal. Upon returning to Wuthering Heights, Catherine sports an extravagant dress and is met with a clearly bothered and standoffish Heathcliff. This is where, because of his attitude towards Kathy, she then leaves eggs under his bed sheets where he sits on it. And they have a very tense sexual encounter together, conversation. Edgar later visits Catherine at Wuthering Heights and proposes, and Catherine takes a night to consider. That night, Kathy goes to speak with Heathcliff in the barn and sees servants Joseph and Zilla having a BDSM sex encounter. Heathcliff finds her, keeping her silent from seeing the encounter with both of his massive hands wrapping around her face.
Literally like this. You just see her nose. The heavy breathing was bothering me. I was like, y'all breathing real loud right now.
It was a very long scene of just heavy breathing and Jacob Elordi's hands. Later, Kathy goes off to the moors and masturbates under her skirts because of this encounter, where Heathcliff catches her in the act. Embarrassed, Catherine berates Heathcliff, causing him to passionately lift her by her corset, where they almost share a kiss.
Don't forget, he puts her fingers in his mouth.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he smells the fingers that she was using and puts them in her mouth. Puts them in his mouth.
And then he lifts her by the corset.
And then he lifts her by the corset. And then she says something like, if you love me, you'll put me down.
Or you fully care about me.
Or yeah, something.
Yeah.
That night, while tearfully expressing to Nellie her guilt over choosing Edgar over Heathcliff, her true love, her words about how it would degrade her to marry impoverished Heathcliff are overheard by him, which is orchestrated by Nellie. However, he leaves before Kathy professes that his and her souls are intertwined. Much to Kathy's sorrow, Heathcliff, heartbroken, rides on horseback into the sunset, not returning. And the reason Nellie orchestrated it is because Kathy told her that no one has ever loved her in her life and that she'll never be loved, which was mean.
Yeah, I was like,
Bitch.
yep.
Okay. Yeah. Thoughts on them as adults now and their relationship?
I was like, when is he going to get rid of this ugly ass beard? Because I cannot stand it.
And the missing tooth.
Yeah, I was like, oh. Well, I can't say anything. I have a missing tooth. Same spot. Right here. But yeah, the beard was killing me.
Yeah.
It wasn't the beard for me. It was the hair. That I was like, you look like Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And you're just this big, like, every time he walked, it would just like, what is going on? Fix your fucking posture so your hair stops swaying like that.
Yes.
Yeah. The BDSM encounter, I was like, no one's putting something in my mouth that a horse has bitten into, please.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that was a horse bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like part of the saddle thing. It doesn't matter. Regardless, I'm like,
Nasty.
the whole time too, while we're watching this movie, I was like, they have not showered once. I'm
No.
They don't
disgusted.
shower
or
back
bathe.
then.
Excuse me, they didn't have showers then. It was all baths and stuff. But I was like,
They didn't be
we
bathing.
always see like a scene of a bath time
Yeah.
in some sort of romance movie, and I was like, they have not bathed once. The showers don't count, the natural showers, because they're still not bathing.
Yeah.
They were not clean back then. They were not.
Ooh, they stunk. And then the eggs
Yeah. Oh, God.
stunk even worse.
And
And
he's
he
like,
can't clean his sheets. He's got to like put them out to dry.
yeah.
He didn't have a bed that night. He just had eggs in his bed.
He slept on the hay.
That scene of them skinning the pig,
Oh.
and then he's like blocking her. It's like, and then they're just like the other
They're, like,
two are
staring
just,
at
like,
each other.
watching,
They're just like-
what's going on?
Well, the entire movie has like just like, I guess you would say random, like, how do you say it? Like sexual images.
Like
So, like,
innuendos.
Yeah, innuendo. So like when he's fingering the egg yolks, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then like the dough that she's like looking at, like
Smacking it.
Well, it was like her encountering the staff when they were having sex in the barn. That was like almost like her sexual awakening with Heathcliff.
Yeah.
So everything after that was like sexual to her.
Yes.
The dough.
Even the pig. Did you guys catch that when Joseph was skinning it? It looked like he was jacking off the pig. Did you guys not catch that?
No.
Oh,
yeah.
It wasn't.
It looks like he's jacking off the pig, and I was like,
look at it.
"Hello."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to build the tension, but I was like, when it started with the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I ordered my fucking fake ass nachos, homemade nachos. I literally
With
was
olives
like, I
on
can't
it.
even eat until he stops
Fingering that.
fingering the fucking eggs right now.
Yeah.
I was like, he needs to get his hands off these eggs. It's taking too long of a scene.
Yeah.
I did like him as an adult in this, I guess, section of the movie.
Yeah.
Because he was very caring, like him shielding her eyes when it was raining. He
which,
broke,
according to the interview, was not scripted. He did
right.
not.
Yeah,
he
that was
improvised it
improv.
because apparently they were testing it, and he did that to
Like this.
Margot Robbie, and she was like, "Please do that again in the movie." Yeah, and him breaking the chair because she said that she made a comment about her, like, if she marries Edgar, she will never have to worry about being cold or something. And he was like, "Fuck this chair, then."
Well, they couldn't spare any of the wood because the wood was supposed to be used for the father, but he was out drunk. he was getting drunk all the time, like
Mhm.
putting themselves in more debt. And
Yeah.
so he was just like, well, we don't need this chair then.
He was a real piece of shit, that one.
Yeah, he was terrible. And it was almost like, I mean, you could tell Catherine loved her father because it's her father, but like he is a piece of shit and obviously is abusive towards her. I thought it was going to take a really like bad abusive turn, as in like sexually abusing her at
yeah.
one point. The first time he came home, and I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like, thankfully, it wasn't of that.
of all the things, yeah.
Of all the things.
Yeah.
Okay. A year later, after Heathcliff leaves, Cathy marries Edgar and lives a lavish lifestyle in his home, Thrushcross Grange, which I didn't catch that name, but that was on Wikipedia. Her room's walls are made to resemble her skin, is what Edgar
Disgusting.
tells her.
It was so fucking ugly.
It's kind of a crazy thing.
It wasn't just the walls, it was also the bed
Everything.
frame.
Yeah.
Well, and there
everything.
was, I saw stills of it afterward. Like the table had like a wig of hair underneath it. So it was like long hair that was hanging down.
And his bedroom is just as ugly.
Yeah, it was like green.
Yeah.
It was
It literally
Emerald
looked like
City.
It looked like Elphaba and Glinda. Like, when they did the
Literally.
shot. Yeah, weird ass room. Isabella was it the sister or like was that his sister or was it just his ward?
I don't know. He's called her my ward, but then like
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Because
Ward,
online it said ward, but I swear that was his sister.
Ward is he fucked a servant
Mhm.
and that's her child.
Mhm.
They call Sophie a ward.
Yeah.
Like a
So,
bastard child.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
bastard child. I thought that was his sister too.
I did too.
Oh, but
Oh.
she calls. I thought she called Catherine Aunt Kathy. No,
Oh, maybe. I didn't get to it.
I don't know.
Maybe.
Whatever. Isabella's some character. Let me tell
But
you.
then in the movie, didn't someone say like I don't know why he just doesn't marry Isabella or something like that?
Okay,
So
let's not
I'm
make
very
it more gross.
confused on
Who
this
is this
person is.
fucking girl?
Yeah, no, I caught that too. Because in my mind, then I was like, is that not his sister?
Yeah.
Like, but then again, like the times, they didn't.
Disgusting.
unless he like adopted, like how Kathy's father adopted Heathcliff. I don't know, but
It says sister.
But that's
Okay.
also like it might be in the books that that's his sister. I don't know. Anyway,
It says really quick, sorry, before you keep going. Isabella Linton is the younger sister of Edgar Linton, sister-in-law of Catherine. As a privileged but naive member of the gentry at Thrushcross Grange, the fuck? She becomes, oh, okay, whatever. Anyways, it
Sister.
says it's his sister.
okay.
okay. Well, Isabella, whatever she is,
Weird lady, weird girl, freaky girl.
freaky girl, arranges for fine dresses for Catherine and makes Cathy a doll with Cathy's own hair. She's big into
That was so
dolls. She has a
funny.
massive doll house too. Like it's fucking enormous. Like it's the size of the wall.
It's actually pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, her dollhouse is sick.
And it's like an exact replica of their house.
Mm-hmm.
However, Cathy longs for Heathcliff's return. By 1782, Cathy is pregnant with Edgar's child. Heathcliff returns 5 years after his departure, surprising Cathy with eggs under her bed like she did for him. He is well-groomed, short-haired, and has mysteriously acquired a fortune. Rather than being happy to see Cathy, he is bitter and angry over her decision to marry Edgar and considers marrying Isabella to make Cathy jealous, prompting a nasty jealous side of Cathy. Heathcliff purchases Wuthering Heights from Mr. Earnshaw, who dies soon after. Cathy visits and kicks her father's body, though she relents this later. Heathcliff begins an intense sexual affair with Cathy. He offers to kill Edgar. She dismisses Heathcliff. Isabella, who is infatuated with Heathcliff, lashes out at Cathy after she tells her that Heathcliff is not good for her. Soon, Cathy finds the Cathy doll stabbed and bloody in the dollhouse.
I like all of her outfits. All of Cathy's outfits when she's with Edgar. I was like, yo, because, you know, it's trying to show 5 years passed or 5 years have passed before we see Heathcliff come back. So she's always in a different outfit. And I was like, these are some nice ass outfits.
I did like them. The only thing I did not like was the jewelry. The jewelry looked really cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She always has some like big ass.
Yeah.
necklace.
And obviously, like, it wasn't supposed to be like period accurate. It was like their dramatic take on that period. Because it was very like, it was almost like modern day of what people would wear back then. But yeah, my only gripe was with the jewelry because it was really cheap looking.
My favorite one actually was, I just remember it was the one where she was on the swing and Isabella was pushing her. But it was like a white dress and then it had like a black bodice and like a black upper part. I really liked that one a lot.
I
really
liked
cute.
the one that she wore after their wedding, the first night that they make love. We didn't see the full dress though, but it was like this like silver, not even, it was like an iridescent.
Yeah.
I saw people taking clips of it and being like, Glinda?
I saw people saying, Barbie, is that you?
Oh, yes, Barbie. I liked the one, she was standing in that, I don't know what room it was. It was the one that had the fireplace with all the hands going up it.
Oh, yeah.
But it was the top was all white and the bottom was all red. And it was the same as the room. I really liked that one. It was pretty.
Is that when she was firing Nellie?
I think so. Yeah.
I wrote, I hate how they have separate rooms, which I understand that's part of the times. Like even in Bridgerton, they always have like their own rooms and stuff. I think it's weird. There are still people today and age that love having separate rooms because they like having their own space. But I'm like, it's just too much for me. I mean, clearly you have separate rooms. She over here fucking another man, having an affair in her own ass bedroom. Like, I don't know. I think it's just odd.
Yeah. I saw an interview that Kiki Palmer did. This is not related to this. That she said for any man that she ever dates or marries, like she will never live with them.
Yeah.
She has a separate house. And she's like, you can have the house next to me, but I have my own house.
Oh, yeah. Cool for you. There's no point in marrying somebody then. I think that, you know, like, but it's okay.
Yeah.
No judgment for people. I have some friends that have that. They like get separated. Which is fine.
I understand like maybe into like older adulthood.
Like companions kind of.
Yeah, well, like people also have things like sleep apnea and you have a CPAP machine. It might be hard for like the other person to like get sleep or under certain circumstances, but yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, sorry.
But if I was Cassie, I'd be like, you got to redo this room for me because it's fucking ugly and I don't want it.
Yeah, well, it's literally just her skin, in which they did say they took photo like copies of Margot Robbie's skin to make the walls.
Like, wow,
which
all
the
my
set design was cool.
Great.
It's just weird. Like it was very cool to see, but it's just very weird.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when they're having dinner and then Isabella, this is before she does the stabbing of
her dresses were fucking ugly.
Oh my God, they were so ugly.
Yeah. The first dress that we see her in with the fucking
the yellow, her bows.
Yeah. I was like, who is this girl? She made a comment about how someone was getting hanged. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like the first time in their, I guess, lifetime that it's a woman that's getting hanged, but she didn't say that automatically.
Yeah.
So she was like playing it in Kathy's face, like, oh, you'd be interested in this one or something like that.
But she took the longest pause of life.
Yeah.
And Catherine was like,
because
she's like freaking out.
Heathcliff, yeah. But then in my head though too, I was like, why would she know anything about Heathcliff?
Yeah.
You know. But anyways, yeah, Isabella didn't fucking like her ass ever, I think. Because
she's weird.
Well, she gave her, so I think people were saying that maybe she initially had a like lesbian crush on her because she gave her that book.
Yeah.
And like the book was like a pop-up page of like vagina looking things. So like people were saying like initially maybe she had a crush on Catherine because she just didn't have like any sort of romantic experiences.
Right.
So it was just somebody new that wasn't her brother.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then she laid her eyes on Heathcliff and she was like, the fuck?
I do like his hair short.
Yeah.
For sure. There was just a moment though that I was laughing. I think it was when it was super, super windy. His hair, like, I don't know. It was something where I was like, oh, fix that hair, boy.
I like his slutty little earring.
Oh my God. The earring was hot.
Yeah. Sideburns I could do without.
Yeah,
the
the
earring he
sideburns
could
are
keep.
crazy. But the earring was great. That actually was like the main thing that I found attractive. If he didn't have that, I would have been like, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, also, why does he walk with a cane now? Does anyone know?
I feel like it's probably in the book.
Or I feel like it has to do with how he got, like, how is he rich? They never
true.
talked about that.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just showing like he did, I don't know,
Illegal
something
things, maybe?
illegal or something that's not
All for Cassie.
all for Kathy. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Okay, the father,
Looks like Peter Pettigrew.
when
he
when
looks
she
crazy.
came back to view, when
Yeah.
she first came back to talk to him first, just to view him, like during Christmas or whatever. I thought he looked like. So there's a scary movie, old scary movie called The Leprechaun, and he looked like the leprechaun. And I was like, and that fucking movie scared me to death when I was a kid. But I was like, he looks like the fucking leprechaun right now.
Yeah, he looked crazy.
His teeth, I could not. Every time he talked, I was like, I can't look at him. His teeth are so nasty.
So nasty. Yeah.
And she did send him money or like Edgar sent money, but clearly he was just using it to gamble like he does.
Yeah, and he was like, you're not going to give me more? Like, do you see how I live? Like, you're not going to give me more money? And it's like, no.
When she threw the coins at him, he's like, you're going to watch me bang it up. I was like, what is wrong with this man?
I said, no, I'm not. I'm walking out this door. That's what I would have said.
And then I just thought it was odd how, I get it. They're just like, they're poor. So they really just don't give a fuck. How when he died and then why is he just there?
Yeah.
Because it takes her time to get from Edgar's home, whatever that home is called, to get to Wuthering Heights. Like it takes some time.
Yeah.
No, they just fucking left him there with all the throw up still in his mouth, like
Rotting.
I thought that was wild though that they had I know it was
The bottles.
The bottles.
Yeah.
It was supposed to signify like he
Drank himself to death,
he
basically.
drank his
I was surprised that Joseph was still there.
Oh, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
He was
If
like
I
the
was
only one
Cath,
left.
I would have been like, I would have taken him with me.
Yeah.
Leave my fucking dad to deal with himself if
Yeah.
he's not going to use the money to take care of himself.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that was it that you kind of brought up.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So in the last half of the movie, after Kathy realizes Nellie knew Heathcliff was listening when Kathy said marrying him would degrade her, she tries to banish Nellie. Nellie reveals the affair between Heathcliff and Catherine to Edgar, who forbids Kathy from seeing Heathcliff. Kathy reveals her pregnancy, and a furious Heathcliff marries Isabella out of spite. He tells Isabella he is only marrying her to make Kathy jealous, that he will treat her poorly, and that he is rough, which she consents to all of that. The two of them enter into a dom and sub type of relationship, with Heathcliff degrading Isabella and treating her like a dog, much to her delight, though visiting Nellie is horrifying.
Freaked.
Like,
She said, I'm quite happy here. Depressed over Heathcliff marrying Isabella, Kathy locks herself away in her room and starves herself. Heathcliff has Isabella send Kathy many love letters as he cannot write, but Nellie burns all of them. Kathy becomes
Septicemic.
from the long untreated miscarriage. She tells Nellie she forgives her treason for not telling her Heathcliff overheard Kathy's hurtful words as she's dying. Nellie rescues Isabella and reveals to Heathcliff that Kathy is dying. He rides out on horseback, only to find out when he arrives that she has already passed. Heathcliff holds Kathy's dead body and begs her to drive him mad and not give him peace as long as he should live. He remembers the time after his beating when they were children where he confessed to Catherine that he loved her and that he would never leave her. And that is how the movie ends.
no happy ending.
No happy ending. Not a love story.
No. And I don't
As a
think
whole.
anyone deserves a happy ending in this movie. So,
Yeah.
I will say the ending did get to me a little bit when they panned them back to them being children. Yeah.
Yeah, I think as kids, like I obviously liked them more because their love was not so
Yeah. And they're also children.
They're
so like,
innocent.
yeah.
right.
Yeah. Even
Their
though she was an
actions-
asshole to him when he was trying to read.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was like, damn.
Like, I don't want to anymore. And then he always hid under, was
The
it her
bed.
bed?
Yeah, her
that he
bed.
hid? But then, when she goes to apologize to him, he just holds her ankle. I was like, what?
Yeah, he
He's
was
like,
like, leave
"Don't
me
go."
alone. She goes, no.
Yeah.
Which you can already tell, like, as the scenes are happening and she's getting grayer and grayer and grayer. And she's like, oh, she's not. She's
She's not doing
dying.
well.
Most
Mhm.
likely. Yeah.
Yeah. I did feel bad for Nellie because I think I felt most bad for her because I think Nellie did love Catherine as family.
Mhm.
And so when Catherine initially told her oh, you've never been loved and you're never going to be loved, I think that was Nellie's thing of
Oh, yeah.
you don't see me the same way. I
was actually, if I was rooting for anybody, I was rooting for Nellie in the beginning until the second half when she started just also being shitty
just
in
as bad.
return. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. So yeah.
Isabella and Heathcliff's whole story. He literally goes to her and is like, I am a terrible person. I just want to make Kathy jealous. I am rough. I am wild. He was like, do you want me to stop? After every question, she's like, no.
She's the best character. She's so funny. She's so funny.
She's like, I'm good.
And she was very upset when they took her away from Wuthering Heights.
Mm-hmm.
From her chained leash.
From her chained leash.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Literally crawling on the ground like a dog. She don't want to be saved.
Yeah. And then she had a dog back in Edgar's house. You never see the dog again.
Apparently in the books, he kills her
Kills her.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dog. I was like, damn.
The
He's a
book is
shit
fucked
person.
up.
Yeah.
The book is really, really fucked up.
Yeah.
There's 2 parts to the book too.
Yeah.
So this is technically where she dies. That's part 1.
Mhm.
They didn't even
Oh.
dabble into part 2, which makes sense. What's her name? Emerald, the director.
Yeah, Emerald.
She just wants it. She wanted it to be a love story,
Right.
a fantasized love story of them. But apparently they have kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And this is why everybody hates him. Well, he's just a terrible person, but
Yeah.
he becomes even more wicked, in part 2. So she dies. She goes to haunt him. So it kind of makes sense, what he's saying, come back,
Drive
don't
me
ever leave
mad.
me alone,
Yeah.
whatever. But he treats their kids like shit.
Oh.
It just becomes very, very abusive and
Mm.
more abusive than he
Yeah.
already is.
Well, and even Isabella's whole character in the book is totally different because she does marry him, but she does not she doesn't like him. He does do all of this sexually abusive stuff to her. He does all these terrible things, and she writes to what is his name? Edgar and Catherine to save her, actually save her.
Oh, okay.
Because she doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
And then he ends up, I think, killing her.
Mm.
So he's a horrible
Terrible person. Wow.
They couldn't make Jacob Elordi that horrible.
Well, that being said, you have a link to some book and movie differences.
Yeah. Let me open it.
I think Edgar's a little fucking
Pussy.
Yeah. They're all of them are terrible people. I think he is also just as fucking terrible because he knew the whole time that she was in love with him, and he's just not going to do anything about it.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell you to stop weeping.
She does cry a lot.
But bro, I don't know. He's just stupid. Just dumb.
Okay, 13 biggest differences between the movie and book. So Kathy's brother. In the book, Kathy has an older brother named Hindley. Oh, I saw comments saying he's a super important character that they left out.
Oh.
Who is quite frankly a bully to Heathcliff and extremely jealous of his father's close bond with Heathcliff up until Hindley goes to university. After their father dies, Hindley returns with a wife, Frances, and continues to be cruel to Heathcliff. Frances gives birth to their son, Hareton, and dies later. After her death, Hindley plunges the Wuthering Heights estate into ruin with gambling, drinking. He ends up dying less than a year after Kathy. So that makes sense. It makes sense as another point as to why Heathcliff is a terrible person. Because I think people were saying a lot of the things that made him a terrible person in childhood had to led to how he dealt with everything as an adult.
Mm.
In the movie, Kathy mentions her brother died, but is never mentioned again.
Mm-hmm.
What I want to know is, so she was like, I want to name him Heathcliff after my brother, but I want to know in the books why he's named Heathcliff. What does that have to do with Hindley? Like, she's insinuating in the movie that her brother's name is Heathcliff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which we know it's not, but how did he get that name in the book?
Heathcliff is named by his adopted father, Mr. Earnshaw, after a son who died in childhood.
So he had more
So a different
children.
brother.
Okay.
Kathy's father. In the book, Kathy's father, Mr. Earnshaw, is a kind man who brings Heathcliff back to essentially be his adopted son. He later dies when the son is at university. In the movie, obviously, he's cruel, drunk. So I guess they kind of just put Kathy's father in the place of what her brother was supposed to
they
be.
just combined
two
them together.
characters.
Yeah. Heathcliff's origin story in the book, Mr. Earnshaw brings Heathcliff back from Liverpool as a boy. There are some interpretations of the novel that suggest Heathcliff was Mr. Earnshaw's biological illegitimate child. Ugh, so that's her brother.
Half brother. Gross.
Well, it is kind of weird in the movie that he just takes in a kid.
Right.
I mean, I think his whole thing was he was just like, you can't leave a boy out in the streets because his father didn't want him anymore or something like that.
Yeah.
But still, it's like, what?
And you wouldn't expect that from him because he is like a drunk asshole. So why would he be kind?
Yeah.
Heathcliff's ethnicity, which is talked about a lot online. In the book, Heathcliff is largely agreed by Bronte scholars to not be Caucasian and is described as a dark, skinny gypsy and a little Lascar, which is a sailor from India or Southeast Asia, or an American or Spanish castaway. So he brown, essentially.
He a person of color.
Obviously, in the movie, he's portrayed by Jacob Elordi, who is absolutely
White.
not brown, which was, a lot of talk online about that. Nellie's job in the book, Nellie is much more of a housekeeper role, coming from humble beginnings and her own mother having nursed Hindley when he was young. In the movie, Nellie is just a companion and is less of a caretaker, but she does do chores around the house. Joseph. In the book, Joseph is an older man, thought to be in his 60s. He's often quite cruel and basically hates everyone. In the movie, Joseph is much younger and is sort of a comedic relief character.
Mm-hmm.
The opening scene, the novel starts with the narrator, Mr. Lockwood, visiting Thrushcross Grange before going to meet his landlord, Heathcliff. In the movie, we got the graphic scene of the hanging. Mr. Lockwood is a character in the book that isn't in the movie. He's a mysterious character who we hear the story of Wuthering Heights through. He's a visitor from London who goes to stay in Yorkshire and resides at Thrushcross Grange. Oh, so it's
like a narrator.
Narrated by him. Okay. Edgar and Isabella's relationship. In the book, Edgar and Isabella Linton are brother and sisters who Kathy and Heathcliff have known since childhood.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, because they're supposed to be their neighbor in
Yeah.
a sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not just like someone that moved in after they became adults.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that scene where they're moved into and she's like looking down at them and she's like, well, he's just going to fall in love with me.
Yeah.
And Heathcliff doesn't say anything and she goes, he's going to fall in love with me.
I'm going to wait right here. And then she takes matters into her own hands and goes and spies.
All the sex scenes. In the book, while Kathy and Heathcliff have a deep, tormented romantic connection and they kiss once, there are no sex scenes implied or written, obviously. In the movie, they have sex a lot. The whole montage.
In many different areas.
Yep.
The rock scene. In the book, throughout the novel, there is no real suggestion of Kathy's exploration of her sexuality or pleasure. So she don't finger herself and he doesn't lift her by her corsets.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no shielding of the rain.
Kathy's child in the book before Catherine dies at the end of part 1, she gives birth to a daughter who Edgar later goes on to call Kathy. Obviously in the movie she loses the baby.
Mm-hmm.
The ending in the book, it's split into 2 parts. The first part ends with Kathy dying. It then goes into a whole second part, which tells the story of Kathy and Edgar's daughter and Heathcliff and Isabella's son, Linton.
So they have a kid.
Okay.
And okay.
Yeah, and then Kathy and Edgar's daughter. And yeah, obviously in the book, nobody has kids. There's no kids involved. I feel like there's a lot more differences, but those were the main ones.
I wonder why. Well, how does he go to abuse their kid then?
Does he just take in the children?
Well, I wonder if Edgar dies.
Probably.
Oh, he
yeah.
does die.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does die. He dies in the book by self-imposed starvation and emotional exhaustion, driven by an obsession to reunite with the ghost of Catherine Earnshaw.
Oh.
He becomes increasingly restless, stops eating, and is found dead in his room by Nellie Dean. So Nellie ends up working. Well, I don't know if she works for him, but she's still around. With an open window and a peaceful, almost triumphant smile on his face. And then Kathy dies after giving birth to her daughter. So that's very, it seems like a common theme for all the mothers. They have children, they just die.
Which, yeah, without proper medical care, I feel like is common. And they don't care because they just want them to have the kids. Well, this got really bad reviews online.
Yeah.
Like, people do not like this movie. Some of the letterbox comments that I read were, where did it go? This is kind of long, but this was somebody who rated it 2 stars. They said, I'm not a purist about adaptation. Change things, reinterpret, go wild, but this version of Wuthering Heights feels less like an adaptation and more like someone skim read the blurb, vibes for a bit, then decided Emily Bronte was simply being too intense and needed to calm down. The big problem is tone, or rather the complete lack of one Bronte actually wrote. This is a novel powered by spite, obsession, cruelty, class, rage, and emotional violence. It is feral. This film is soft, glossy, and polite. Someone who gave it a 1 star said, I'm going to jump from a wuthering height.
Okay.
I see what you did there.
Someone who gave it 4 stars said, I think Emily Bronte would have loved Heathcliff to have a cunty little earring, actually.
Yep. Here's one on IMDb who gave it a 10 out of 10.
Oh.
Damn.
Forget the book, appreciate this as a movie. I went into this not having read the book. I didn't even know the story. So I had the advantage of watching this as its own piece, and it was one of the most heartbreakingly beautiful films I've ever watched. I can't believe people are coming on here to score it a 1 out of 10. Can you not appreciate the art of filmmaking these days? It's an adaptation, not a direct copy of the book. You people are pumping your fists at the sky because it doesn't closely follow the book, but ignoring the fact that this is art, and art makes you feel things. How can you watch this and not feel things? Other than distress, it's not exactly like the novel. I loved every single part of this movie and felt every emotion so deeply. It was mesmerizing on the eyeballs, and I was suddenly part of this world that Fennell had created for us. I implore you to watch this and not compare to the book. Anyone who deeply connects to a book is always outraged by a movie adaptation. I don't believe it is fair to rate this a 1 out of 10 when it's just so visually stunning and emotive.
I agree with that person on the fact that if you watch this movie, you cannot compare it to the book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it's not. And she even said it's not.
Yeah, she said it's her take. And people say, like, oh, you should have just named it. Which, I mean, at that point, you're kind of like, who fucking cares? Like, they should have just named it, like, Cathy and Heathcliff. Like, it's just their story because the book is so much more complex. But I also saw that there's, like, 20 adaptations of this fucking book. So, like, if you want an accurate adaptation, just watch a different one.
Yeah.
Because this has nothing to do with the book.
Someone online said the most accurate one that they've seen was the one that was filmed in like 1993 or 1990. So whatever movie that was that came out in the 90s, apparently that's like the most accurate one to the book. Yeah.
One of them
Probably shot in black and white. I don't want to watch it.
Yeah. One of them is Carlisle from Twilight. He plays Heathcliff in one of the adaptations. I don't know which one.
That's interesting.
But yeah, I just feel like if you go into this movie expecting it to be like the book, you're not gonna like it.
I mean, she does say why the title is actually in quotations too. Mm-hmm. She's like, it's
her fantasy.
It's not an actual true adaptation.
Mm-hmm. Shouldn't I find some 1 stars? This person said, 1 star, this movie is for sure a dumb 14-year-old's interpretation. Even if we completely ignore the source material and view this movie as a standalone piece of media, there's nothing redeeming about this film. It is a movie made by a fake freak who stands for nothing and says nothing profound despite desperately wanting to seem deep and influential. It was made for people who like to turn their brains off and scroll on Twitter while listening to a subpar podcast on their headphones while a bland and hollow film plays in the background so they can say they technically watched that film and give it 10 stars on Rotten Tomatoes. Harsh.
This person wrote about like why Heathcliff ends up abusing the daughter in the book. So they said, you have to take Kathy literally when she says, I am Heathcliff. That's the key that unlocks the whole puzzle. Why? This isn't about obsession. It's about possession. This is about Kathy using Heathcliff as a male extension of herself and, more importantly, an extension of the wild girlhood where she and Heathcliff were basically equals. There's a reason why Kathy dies in childbirth. It's the last hurdle into adulthood, and it literally kills her. And who becomes the focus of Heathcliff's abuse? Her daughter, the being who erases Kathy, the girl, once and for all. Heathcliff is living out Kathy's rage, revenge on her elder brother for driving the wedge between her and Heathcliff, revenge on the daughter for being both a Linton and the child Kathy wishes she still was.
And apparently her daughter looks just like her. Yeah.
So yeah, he probably hated her.
He also hated his son. Felt like he was less of a man, that he was like weak and stuff. But he forces his son to marry Kathy so that he can get the estate. And then his son dies.
Okay. Yeah.
They all die.
Everyone dies in the book.
Oh, this was the one I read about the opening scene. So they said, one of my favorite parts about the new Wuthering Heights is the very beginning when they make you think the moaning and squeaking is someone having sex. And then it shows the actual scene and it's someone being hanged. 2 sides of the same coin, life and death. Brilliant.
Oh, yeah. During when we were in the movie watching this too, when Kathy sits on the eggs and the girls are like in our movie theater.
And then she reveals
And she
the eggs.
uncovers the eggs and they go, and I was like, what
else gonna be?
What the fuck do we think it was?
I thought this movie was actually really funny though. I'm not gonna
It was
lie.
very
There
funny.
was so many. The part where she slaps him and she keeps slapping him, and then it's just like quiet, and then she fucking slaps him again. I was like, it's funny.
They were very
It had
funny.
its moments.
I will say Rotten Tomatoes, it's a 63%, which is pretty good. IMDb, it's a 6.4 out of 10, and Fandango's scores are 84%.
Hey,
Wow, Fandango.
Yeah.
I think Letterboxd, it's at like a 3. Let me see. Letterboxd is 3 out of 5 right now.
So
average.
60.
I feel like people are very divided
60,
on if they like
65.
it or not.
Yeah. So what would you give your rating, Lauren?
I gave it an 8 out of 10. I liked it. Points for me is a movie that can make me laugh that's not supposed to be a comedy, and it did that. I think Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi did really well at playing the characters, making me like kind of like them, but also fucking hate them and wish they were dead. And I thought
Like you're kind of rooting for them, but not.
like you want to root for them because you want them to be in love. Like
Yeah.
they're obviously in love and they're kind of endearing in like a shitty way,
Mm-hmm.
but also like they're terrible people.
Yeah.
And you don't care if they live or die.
Yeah.
And the set design was really great. The costuming was really great. And I was like engaged the whole movie. Like I wanted to know what was happening. I wasn't really like bored at any point. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good with having no expectations.
Marcia?
I think I would rate it a 6.5. It's not a movie that I would watch again, I think.
Mhm.
But it definitely, I had no expectations going in, but also too, I don't know. It's not, it's kind of whatever to me. I do like the design of it all.
Mhm.
The costumes were great. I thought it was funny. So that's why I knock it up. And it was a part that made me emotional. And I like that it's not a happy ending.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a classic fuck movie, smut movie, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And then they live happily ever after. However, I keep thinking back to that comment of the guy that's like, that gave it a 10 out of 10. That's like, this will move you and this and that and whatever. I'm trying to put myself in their shoes to be like, I guess you can think of it that way, right? You're watching a love that's so passionate from two people's eyes, but there's also the toxicity of it. There's the anger of it on Heathcliff's end that he can't, or she refuses to let him have her at all times, especially like when she breaks up with him. So of course he wants to make her jealous and all that kind of stuff. So it makes you want to be angry, I guess you could say. But for me, it wasn't, I don't know. I just didn't look into it that much. I kind of was just like, all right, like I get it. Cool. Okay. The part that just made me sad was that she didn't take care of herself. So of course she ends up dying because she doesn't take care of herself. And also because Nellie didn't believe her when she was like, oh, I lost the baby. She's like, well, did you bleed? And she's like, no. You know what I mean? And she's just like, okay, if you don't believe me, right? And it's kind of like, it just sucks when someone's so deep in that, I guess you could say depression, because she was depressed of him, that
Because
they
of
just,
obsession.
for an obsession, yeah, that they just forget themselves. But besides that, I was like, okay. Like, it was just like whatever to me, you know? So I'm like, did it move me at one point? Yeah, I was sad on a specific scene, but I was like, besides that, I was just like, okay. I was like expecting him to kill himself, to be honest, because I was thinking Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
But she didn't finish part 2.
Or I thought Edgar might have was going to kill him at one point. When they were fucking in the house on the table, I was like, oh, I wonder if Edgar's going to hear them like come in.
That, I was like, how is that not like,
Right.
how is
Because they were fucking.
Yeah.
Like,
he
he's
really
right
don't
there.
care.
Not quietly.
He really don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But 6.5, it was fine.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Close to Marcia, I guess I'll give it a 6. Like, I liked it, but it wasn't super compelling to me. I did like that I laughed a lot because I was like, what the fuck is this? And I did like the ending, like Marcel said, where there wasn't a happy ending. I was like, no one deserves a happy ending in this movie, and I'm glad they went that direction. And I will say the last scene of them as children again did make me feel something, but piggybacking off of what she said, I don't think I would watch it again. It's just kind of like a one and done for me. Yeah.
One thing you pointed out too that I aided in me liking it too is that this is it's obviously marketed as like, it's a smut movie. Like it's supposed to be really fucking sexual, but there was no nudity, which I appreciate.
Yes, I appreciate that.
Because I don't mind nudity in like movies or TV shows or whatever. But like when it's so much, like I'm watching Shameless right now, the amount of time you see Fiona's fucking boobs is insane. But like I appreciate that they could make it a very hypersexualized movie without needing to be naked.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. And I did like that their I guess sex scenes were more of like besides their last sexual encounter was more of just like a montage of them like going
fucking
through
everywhere.
throughout the times instead of like, really lots of sounds and
But it's also showing you that they're being sexual, and you get that they're having sex, but she's utilizing different forms of being sexual. So obviously this is before they even start their affair, but he's licking off her fingers. He's licking her tears, which I was like, okay. That's where I was like, this all burned.
She was like, why is he licking his tears? I said she doesn't want him, or he doesn't want her to be sad.
I was like, this is literally Saltburn. Before I found out that it was the same director.
Like the fingers in the mouth all the time, him grabbing her throat.
Yeah.
Yeah, rather than having to continuously always show the motion that they're fucking. Like, we get it. Yeah. We can understand, Right. Or it's like in the montages, like the one where they're in the fields, it was like they were already done, so she's just like on him and they're like hugging. And I was like, I kind of appreciate that.
Yeah.
Like,
same.
I don't need to watch them actually having sex.
Yeah. In like 1,000 different areas.
Yeah. We get it.
We get it. Character quiz?
Which Wuthering Heights character are
I'm
you?
scared about this one, y'all.
Because
Get that link.
the answer should be no one. Because they all fucking suck.
All right, we ready?
Okay. So first question. First question. Choose your ideal dwelling on the Yorkshire moors. A wild windswept farmhouse, an elegant manor house, a cozy cottage with a garden, a refined townhouse.
Okay.
How do you respond to betrayal? Plot elaborate revenge.
Yeah, Lauren, how do you respond to betrayal?
You're going to find out after the quiz. Plot elaborate revenge. Retreat into yourself and suffer silently. Try to understand and forgive. Move on with grace and dignity. Pick an activity for a stormy evening. Walking alone on the moors in the wind. Staring out the window, lost in thought. Reading by the fire with tea. Hosting an intimate gathering.
Walking alone on the moors of the wind where you're just like, the wind was fucking annoying me.
Yeah.
Literally, I was like, I would hate to be outside.
And it was foggy. You couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
Literally, like, Heathcliff was standing in front of her and she's like staring at him and can't fucking see him.
You're right.
What matters most to you in life? Raw, consuming passion, living authentically and freely, family and stability, kindness and
Propriety.
propriety. I was going to say prosperity, but I was like, I don't see an S. Ready? Okay. Choose a way to spend a day in the countryside. Riding a horse wildly across the heather, running barefoot through the bracken. What the fuck? Tending to the household and preparing supper. A leisurely stroll through the gardens. How do people typically describe you? Dark and brooding, spirited and unpredictable, reliable and caring, gentle and well-mannered. Pick a quote that resonates with you. I can't live without my soul. I am Heathcliff.
I am Heathcliff.
Honest people don't hide their deeds. I gave him my heart and he took and pinched it to death.
I don't like these quotes. This is fucking stupid.
These aren't great quotes, especially there are good quotes in Wuthering Heights. What's your relationship with social class? I resent those born into privilege. I'm torn between two worlds. I serve others honorably, regardless of station. I was raised with refinement and it matters.
I got who I thought I was going to get.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Did we
We
all
first-
get Nelly?
I got Nelly. We're all Nelly Dean. You're the steady, sensible voice. Oh, hello. Bye. You're the steady, sensible voice of reason in a world of chaos. You're loyal, observant, and possess deep wisdom about human nature. While others around you spiral into passion and drama, you remain grounded and compassionate. You're the keeper of stories and the heart of home. Let me tell you, I got some stories. I always have the tea. So that is very true of me.
Well, what were your guys' answers?
Choose your ideal dwelling on the moors, a cottage with a garden.
I did the elegant manner.
Okay. How do you respond to betrayal? I said move on with grace and dignity.
I put that too. I was like, I will try to understand, but I don't forgive too easily. Sometimes I'm just like, whatever.
Okay.
Like I can forget. No,
Yeah.
the whole thing of forgive and forget, I was like, I don't have a grudge, but I also don't forgive.
Forget.
So does that mean I forgive because I don't give a grudge? I'm just like, I see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep my eye
And then
on
I kind
you.
of just like move on.
You
Right.
forgive, but don't forget, I guess.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Kind
Yeah.
of. I also don't plot revenge. I think that's fucking stupid. It's a waste of time. Too much
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
And I also do not suffer in silence.
Yeah, there's nothing silent about my
There's
suffering.
nothing silent about that.
I suffer
That's yours.
silently.
Yeah.
I'm not silent. Pick an activity for a stormy evening, reading by the fire.
Of course.
Walking in the wind. No, I'm kidding. I was reading too.
What matters most to you in life? I put living authentically and freely.
I put family and stability.
I put family and stability.
I was going to do the living authentically, and then I was like, no, I'm moving into the other one. So it is family and stability for me.
Choose a way to spend a day in the countryside. I said riding a horse.
Same.
No, I can't with the wind. So I put, and I hate horses. They'd hate me. So I put the stroll through the gardens.
How do people typically describe you? I said spirited and unpredictable.
I put that too, which I know you guys wanted me to put dark and brooding. I think I'm dark and brooding, but I'm actually not.
I just put reliable and caring.
Yes.
You didn't think I would think you're gentle and well-mannered?
Absolutely not. I'm definitely not that.
Pick a quote that resonates with you. I said honest people don't hide their deeds.
Yes.
I put I cannot.
Because
live
out of
without my
these,
soul.
I am Heathcliff. I'm just kidding. No, I did put the honest one.
And your relationship with social class.
I wasn't sure. I put raised with refinement.
I said serve honorably, serve others honorably.
Yeah. I also put serve others honorably regardless of station because I thought back to my career as a nurse. I have to do that regardless of where people come from. So,
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't read the others part. I just read to serve honorably. Whatever.
whatever. We're all Nelly.
Whatever.
All right.
We're all
Well,
Nelly.
If I were to choose one person to get, I would choose her anyway.
I want to
or
know
Joseph.
how many other people you could have gotten. Oh, wait. Right.
If you're Catherine, you're fierce, free-spirited, and eternally conflicted between passion and propriety. You feel everything deeply and aren't afraid to be dramatic about it. Yeah, she's very dramatic. You're captivating and wild at heart, even when you try to fit into society's expectations. There's more, but it stopped. A lot of people got Nellie. You can be Edgar. Edgar starts with you're refined, kind-hearted, and value civility above all. You believe in treating people with gentleness and respect, and you create beauty and order wherever you go. While you may not be as wild as others, your steady love and gentle nature, ...
You little pussy.
Be a pussy, that's the part.
No one got Heathcliff.
No one got Heathcliff or...
You're a deranged fucking psychopath. Is Heathcliff.
Someone said, if I get Heathcliff, it's over for everyone.
Well,
or Isabella. I wonder if Isabella has to be one.
Isabella's thing
You a
is,
freak.
if you Isabella, you a freak.
She a freak.
All right. Well, there's nothing else to really talk about.
Yeah.
If you watch Wuthering Heights, let us know what you think. Did you go into the movie with an open mind that this is a standalone movie, or did you go in with
Comparing it to the book
comparing it to the book
and hating it or not hating it.
Yes. Let
Who's
us
your
know
favorite
thoughts.
character?
If you have one.
My favorite character is Isabel. I think she's great.
She's funny.
I thought she was funny.
She was the funniest one that I was like,
She
go
literally
off
said-
this girl. The actress
She said,
was
I
great.
am home.
I will say, I had to look away when she was crawling around on the floor because I was like, I'm getting fucking
Yeah.
secondhand embarrassment. I cannot watch
What's that
this.
song? It said, don't save her. If you don't want to be saved.
And when she went to go like eat off of his finger, I was like, ugh.
Oh yeah, she was yeah.
She was living her life.
Yeah. She said, I'm exactly where I want to be.
Would you be interested in seeing a part 2 if Emerald decides to do that? So that means, what's his name? Jacob? Jason.
Jacob.
Jacob. Whatever. Jacob and Elordi would come back.
And
well,
Robbie
he
would be a
can't.
ghost.
He can't. They don't have kids. She ended it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
she
yeah.
had
There
it
is no part 2. So, JK.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that they need to do a part 2. I think this is fine.
No.
Oh, yeah. But just in case. All right. Goodbye. Goodbye, Wuthering Heights.
Bye.